And so, as I deal this morning with this very real problem that seems to have surfaced in my life, the transmission on my car, I'm also thinking in broader terms about broader problems in society. What I've discovered in my conversations with people about truthfulness and what's happening in the world of politics and the world of business is that most people have a mindset that takes them to the problem and they vent about the problem. So and so did this, and oh, things are so awful, and these are dangerous times that we live in. And that's as far as their thought process takes them. They kind of get locked into this myopic focus on problems. And you get caught in the thicket and you're not quite sure where you are. You're just kind of stuck in this haze of, oh, these problems are so awful, and you don't even know where the path is anymore. And then you enter that twilight zone, that tunnel, and it all seems so dark until you keep putting one foot in front of the other and you start analyzing the problem, and you realize that there are finite steps one can take, and each step takes you a little bit closer to the light, to the solution, to that point at which you have achieved a breakthrough. And you realize that this is the very same situation that our ancestors and our ancestors' ancestors and the pioneers and the pilgrims and all the others who have fought for the freedoms that now we enjoy in our lives had to fight for in their lives. And each of them had to forge a path beyond the problems. They had to see the problem as a stepping stone towards something better. There's a freighter out on the bay. All these people before us had to figure out a way to carry that freight in their lives, in their times. And they're over the Golden Gate Bridge right now. We're in anticipation of that moment when the sun peaks up, and there in front of us, can you see it, is a deer who's enjoying this morning. Not one deer, but 2, 3, 4. And they're all kind of watching us. I sometimes wonder whether our ancestors, those people who fought for the freedoms in the Revolutionary War or the Civil War or any other war, are looking down on us right now and wondering how we're going to deal with the problems that we face in our lives. So how am I going to deal with this problem that's in front of me right now? There's the sun peeking up, coming up over the horizon. Yes, okay, I've got a car with a bad transmission. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to raise the money? Who am I going to take it to? Where am I going to leave the car while I'm waiting for that money to arrive? And similarly with this problem we face in our country right now, where people get away with deception, all kinds of deception. In fact, they're incentivized to deceive others because there's no accountability in the system. How are we going to deal with this? How are we going to start to incentivize people to act from a place of principle rather than deceive others? I think this problem has seeped deep enough into our consciousness now that people all across the spectrum perceive it as a problem that needs to be solved. I think the light is coming into our view, the light of a solution some version of what I have imagined with the truth sphere, where we have a system of radical transparency, fully possible in the age of the internet, where we tap the wisdom of the crowd of experts and ordinary citizens and engage them in the process of determining the truth about people, about situations, about issues, so that we can start from a common ground, a factual basis, and use that as the foundation to forge solutions not only to this most fundamental problem of truthfulness, but all the other problems that we face in society. Climate change, debt, all these problems that we face in our lives. These are the challenges that await us. It's exciting. It's an exciting time to be alive. What a beautiful morning.